Basic physics primer.
Oh, you're such an obedient student. So, what does this one say?
It's a question about thermal expansion.
Thermal expansion? Oh man, that's kid stuff. To put it in terms you'll understand, most things expand when they get hot and contract when they get cold.
Well, it sounds simple enough.
Look, if I were to warm up my breasts with my hands, do you think they'd grow bigger or smaller?
I don't know. I don't think about things like that.
Keg! Keg! Hey, what you doing?
Nothing.
We did it!
Did what?
We finally passed our subscriber goal!
You mean we hit?
That's right!
Oh yeah!
Smoke, smoke, weed, 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 every day. Smoke, smoke, weed, 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 every day.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When the pigs try to get it, park it like it's hot. Park it like it's hot. If a nigga get an attitude, pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Got the rollie on my arm and I'm pouring Sean down. And I roll the best weed cause I got it going on.
Welcome to this week's episode of TBBBAP.
That's two best brothers bitch about ponies.
I'm Cake Standard.
And I'm Phantom Horn.
Man, fuck this. I want to go watch Pinky Pride again. This episode was fucking bullshit.
It was okay. I liked some. There were parts I didn't like.
It was boring. It was so boring.
No.
Nothing fucking happened.
No, that's not true. It definitely was not boring. It was a lot of highs and lows.
It was like a nothing story, punctuated by moments of like fleeting emotions.
That is not the case
and
at
like, oh god, it was like what happened this episode? They meet a guy and then he leaves for no reason at the end. That's the entirety of this story.
There's the fucking, they go through an arc in the middle and Rarity does a thing and learns a lesson.
Oh god, it was a stupid. What was her lesson? She needs to be like.
No, I like the lesson.
She needs to be herself.
Yeah.
Actually, I did like the lesson. I like the lesson.
The lesson in the end, they present it as though it's about friendship, even though it's
not really about friendship.
Well, it applies to both.
It applies to relationships, I guess.
She's like, you just gotta, if there's no chemistry there, you can't force it.
Yeah, and that always makes me nervous, because there's a line to walk. Like, you can change a little bit. You just don't want to change too much like she obviously did this episode. And, I'm totally behind that. That's fine.
Yeah.
That was good. I like seeing a lesson like that.
Yeah, don't change yourself just to make a boy like you. Speaking of boys liking you.
I know that. I know all about that.
Let's talk about Trenderhoof for a second.
He's my favorite.
I thought he would. I mean, he's presented as kind of a doofus, but he's okay.
He was a competent male.
Yeah.
Which I like to see in My Little Pony.
Hey,
competent male in My Little Pony. Yeah!
I wouldn't go as far as to call him competent.
He was kind of a dingus, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Okay, he has this dumb infatuation with Applejack, but it's played for laughs, so I didn't mind it too much. And Applejack is like, what the fuck is this guy? And so I'm like, you go, Apple.
No, yeah,
Apple
I liked the love triangle. I can totally understand why Rarity was into this guy. It makes perfect sense. And him, he sees people showing off for him and dressing up. When he sees someone who's just who doesn't put up with any bullshit like Applejack, who's just a real dude, he's like, yeah, this is my jam right here. Plus, Applejack is hot as fuck, so.
I agree. I do understand. I think it was a pretty believable dynamic going on.
Yeah,
until Rarity started to go off the deep end.
Well,
it got a little cartoony, but hey, this is a cartoon, so that's fine.
Yeah, so who gives a fuck?
But Trenderhoof, he's got this love triangle. When he's looking at Applejack, and later when he's talking to Applejack, I got a really weird vibe from him. There's a sort of weird racist thing going on in here.
You mean how he talked about how he appreciates Earth ponies?
Yeah,
something?
He's like, I really appreciate your Earth pony work ethic.
Yeah,
you're totally one of the good ones.
Yeah, right. It's some of my best friends are zebras. It's not like I use the term my zigga, affectionately. So
it's like a guy who's really into, say, Asian girls, and it's not bad that he likes it, but like a girl might be rightly weirded out because like he only likes this thing about her that she didn't choose and isn't under her control. That's how I felt about it. Like he's not a bad guy, but he's a little weird about it.
He is a little, like,
and like he's well, he means well, but you got to be like, dude, you're coming off as kind of a piece of shit right now.
I hadn't thought of it that way. That's funny.
Another point on Trenderhoof. I was in the stream today. Let me just say to everyone who was in the stream, everyone who was like disgusted with Trenderhoof or like made fun of him or said that he was like a gross hipster, called him a faggot, called him gay, said he was ugly, fuck off with that shit. I'm really disappointed in everyone.
Getting serious in here.
I was seriously like saddened.
I personally stayed away from the stream because I know their shit. That's just me.
Everyone in there was just like, oh, he's so gross. Oh, he's gay. Lol.
He's challenging their possession of their waifu. You gotta understand where they're coming from here.
People are always like, don't make fun of me just because I'm a brony, just because I'm different, you know. Ugh, couldn't stand it.
TBAB, bringing some truth on you. Hey, but you know what was ugly about Trenderhoof? His fucking walk animation. Did you see that? His legs were like going like a mile up, and he was walking like super slow-mo. It was kind of like cadence. It looked like shit. So fix that, guys.
I didn't like it that much, but I did like his desigin. I liked how
liked his design.
I liked his cutie mark, like
his plaid cutie mark or whatever.
Yeah, his Argyle. He's just a dude who really likes Argyle sweaters and combing his hair and stuff. I liked his pointy ears. You know, everyone called him ugly, but I kind of like that he was. I mean, he wasn't bad looking. He was
distinctive.
I like that he was like, you know, Rarity likes him, but he's not kind of like a beefcake like Blue Blood was. And he's a little. I mean, he's not ugly in my opinion, but he's definitely not like a stereotypical like pretty boy.
Well, you know, he's kind of like that like artsy archetype of like different looking and edgy kind of fucking nerd. I bet he doesn't even lift.
Probably
Faggot.
not.
So when the episode finally gets to the point where, you know, Applejack is confronting Rarity when she, like, dresses up fancy to prove her point about how Rarity's being insincere.
Right, Apple Jewel.
Yeah, Apple Jewel, right. And I just, like, that back and forth between them about, like, I roll in the mud, and Applejack's I'm fancy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that scene dragged on so long.
I thought that it wrapped up way too quick, because, like, as soon as the mud falls on the thing, there's, like, suddenly, bam, Rarity's back.
But that's exactly my point. That, like, beginning part dragged super long, and then, like, that last thing about the mud was, like, instant.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It was really sudden and weird, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, it was, like, they did a very bad job of conveying Rarity's, I don't know, epiphany.
They totally did. Also, Rarity's honest impression of a farmer is like a dumb hick.
Well,
maybe
she was cranking it to 11 to outdo Applejack to impress this guy even more than that idiot Applejack.
The way she was acting trying to be country goes back to like, okay, Tommy Oliver has a great video where he talks about his personal interpretation of the events of Magical Mystery Cure, in which the characters are only portraying like their interpretation of their new cutie mark, which shows that they really don't understand each other.
Which is an excellent observation.
I really like that video. And this, what's going on here really suggests to me that Rarity doesn't get Applejack at all.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, was it just me, or was it weird how Trenderhoof is like so willing to like give up on his like crush on AJ at the end? Because he's a fully grown man. This is not like a boyish thing. He like wants her.
It is extreme, but I mean, I didn't mind.
It bothered me. At the end, he, like, reaches out his hand to Applejack, and then, like, goes for Granny Smith, like, oh, look, he's actually a nice guy. He doesn't hit on girls anymore. Good for him.
No,
he learned his lesson.
No,
Fuck that.
He learned his lesson because he understands that Applejack's not into him, so he's not going to push the issue anymore. Because he learned the lesson along with Rarity that you can't force it.
I think a better lesson would have been he could just be himself, and maybe Applejack would like him for him. Because, I mean, he still likes Applejack for the same reasons.
Probably not, because, like, she's just not into this. I mean, she wouldn't dislike him.
Hey, she's friends with Rarity. I don't know. Opposites attract. Why do you think so many people ship Rarijack?
I don't. I just don't think that's the thing to take away from it. It's not that like he could have gotten Applejack if he had just been himself. It's that, you know, the thing with Applejack wasn't meant to be. There isn't any chemistry there.
Wasn't meant to be. Look,
she doesn't like him.
I see what you're saying.
She's not into it.
This is just something that I was thinking
and
about.
also, she's apparently just not into romance. Period.
She's just busy. She's one of those workaholics. You know?
I wonder if she ever plans to like, you know, pursue romance,
or if she must continue the Apple family line,
or if her life plan just doesn't account for that. She
must continue the line.
Actually, that thought made me wonder about Hearts and Hooves Day. The Cutie Mark Crusaders, they're really worried because Cheerilee doesn't have a date. But aren't they worried that Applejack and Rarity are like perpetually single too?
Cheerilee's a little older. It's maybe. I don't know. There's debate about how old Cheerilee and everyone is, but I don't know.
I'm just saying. Minor nitpick about the jokes. They really milked the fake outs where like Trenderhoof is like,
oh yeah,
Rarity, I love Applejack. Like,
yeah, the rhymes
they did it like
and whatnot.
they did it like 3 times.
I only counted that once. Oh, you mean in that same like thing
the,
he was
the
doing?
style where he fakes her out and she falls for it every time.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Has to be said, I was so impressed with Tabitha St. Germain's ability to not just do a Southern accent, but to convincingly act the part of someone who doesn't know how to do a Southern accent trying to do one. It was really incredible.
She fucking nailed it again.
I think she's, at this point, best voice actor?
Without a doubt.
Best voice actor. Final point. Spike. What was up with Spike in this episode?
I mean, he got treated like shit as per usual.
It's like they couldn't decide whether they were gonna make Spike cool with this bullshit or not. Cause like he's there, he doesn't object to her being like all into Trenderhoof, but then when she's like, "Don't you know what it's like to be obsessed with someone and they're like someone else?" and he's like, and he gives a knowing look at the camera. So like, is he bothered or not? Is he over his Rarity thing or not? I really think that the writers don't know.
He's clearly not over his Rarity thing.
But why doesn't he seem? He doesn't like react to any of this nonsense.
You'd think he would have like a stake in this, but nope, it's just Spike. Who cares?
So I just don't know what they were going for with Spike.
I fucking hate the way Spike's in the show.
I don't know what was supposed to be happening there.
In conclusion, I give this episode 0 fucks out of a dozen.
Well, I say the episode kinda sucked, but I sorta enjoyed it anyway, so whatever. Anyway, I guess that's gonna wrap it up for this week's TBBAP.
That's two best brothers bitching about Ponies.
I'm Phantom Horn.
I'm Cake Standing.
See you next time.
There was one other thing I liked about this episode. Awesome.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. Before you go, we have a couple of announcements. First of all,
those were sure neat.
Fan art really makes our day. Domo arigato, artists.
Secondly, we'd like to announce the grand opening of our official TBBAP Ask blog,
where you can ask Phantom Horn and Keg Standard any question your little pony heart desires.
We'll be answering questions semi-regularly with art from Phantom Horn.
Hope to see you there, dudes.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed the review, why not click the link and subscribe to our channel, and check out our other reviews of Season 4. We release a new one each week. And you can head over to the new TBBAP Ask blog to ask us a question. You can also check out Phantom Horn's DeviantArt page and follow us on Twitter.